We're happy to drive a Bronsonate. We're happy to drive...
Tom, this isn't the Bronsonate.
What's the difference? We're happy anyway. Have you got the pearls?
My purse.
What was the jeweler's name?
Monsieur Duval.
Monsieur Duval.
Oh, Tom, do you think he'll take them back?
Definitely.
Yes, but will he let me go?
We're happy to drive a Bronsonate. We're delighted to drive a Bronsonate. We're glad to drive a Bronsonate.
Monsieur Duval! Monsieur Duval!
Yes, Antoine?
There's a lady here to see you, and a gentleman.
Show them in, then.
But the lady, she is the one who stole our pearls.
What?
Oui, Monsieur Duval.
Quick, show them in. Then go call the police.
Oui, Monsieur. Will you come this way, please?
Thank you. How do you do, Monsieur Duval?
How do you do?
May I introduce my fiancé, Monsieur Bradley?
Glad to meet you, Monsieur Duval. I've heard so much about you. It's just like meeting an old friend.
We came to see you about the pearl necklace.
Pearl necklace? Do you intend to buy another one?
On the contrary.
You see, the pearl necklace which you sold, Mademoiselle, is really beautiful, but it's too expensive for us. I'm afraid we'll have to return it. You have it with you, dear?
Yes, darling. Monsieur Duval, would it upset you very much if I asked you to take it back?
Well,
I hate to return things. It's not my habit. But I've changed my mind. As a matter of fact, I've changed my life. I'm marrying Mr. Bradley this afternoon. That is, I hope I am. Here are your pearls, monsieur.
The pearls, you give them back to me?
Monsieur Duval, I know my fiancé is indebted to you, and even to France. And if you could see any way to help us, to release Mademoiselle from her obligations, would be very wonderful. Otherwise, we'll have to postpone our marriage for a long time, I'm afraid.
7 years. 7 long years, Monsieur Duval.
You are very much in love.
Very much, monsieur.
Monsieur Duval, the police. They are here.
Police?
One moment, please. Antoine.
Monsieur?
Tell the police there has been a mistake. The pearls were not stolen.
Oh, monsieur.
Tell them, Antoine.
Oh, monsieur.
Our thanks, Monsieur Duval.
It is nothing. The pearls were, shall we say, temporarily mislaid. There will be no complaint. I think you may safely buy your tickets for England now.
We will. And be assured, Monsieur Duval, that when I'm in England, I'll recommend you to all my friends.
Oh, please don't.
Just as you like. Goodbye, Monsieur Duval.
Goodbye, monsieur. And thank you.
Goodbye and bon voyage.
Oh, Tom, I'm free.
Darling, turn on the moon.
Turn on the moon.
For good, Madeline.
Forever, darling.
And now, a bit of dialogue in Demitas from our celebrated players, Mr. Herbert Marshall, Mr. Otto Kruger.
Many thanks, T.B. Though it's a little late for a welcome home, Otto, I'd like to say that it's nice to see you back in America.
Thanks, Bart. It's great being back. When I arrived in Hollywood from England last week, I found my manager on my doorstep. Before I could take my hat off, he told me that Mr. DeMille and you and Miss Dietrich were waiting for me here to start rehearsing our play. Well, of course, I came. I didn't know even what play we were doing. But I didn't have to know that. We've learned that any play in the Lux Radio Theater is bound to be a good play.
It must have been something of a shock, Otto, to find that I'd cast you as a villain.
Yes, rather agreeable shock, though. In spite of the fact that this was the first of more than 300 productions in which I didn't get the girl. But it's always a pleasure to lose to Bart.
You've nothing on me, Otto. Mr. DeMille gave me a new role recently when he asked me to guide this broadcast while he was roaming the Louisiana swamplands seeking material for his new film, The Buccaneer.
How did you like playing producer?
I was never so terrified in my life. I would much rather have faced the Buccaneer than to have played the role of Herbert Marshall trying to be Cecil DeMille. Did you hear me, C.B.?
Yes. I managed to reach a tiny store down there among the bayous in one of the most isolated sections of the United States. The owner had a radio, and I took possession of it immediately. Strange, though, you know. Every time you came on, something seemed to go wrong with the set. There was a peculiar noise, like thumping on a door.
That wasn't the set, CB. That was my heart.
Well, you sounded great, Bart. And I must say, I was particularly impressed when a grizzled shrimp fisherman, not knowing who I was, turned to a friend and remarked, that DeMille, he getting better all the time.
All I can say to that is my gratitude to you out there who bore with me. My gratitude, and once again, a reluctant au revoir.
To which I can only add a very sincere ditto.
Well, thank you both. And now, Marlene, a word from you.
Not 1, but 5. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, Miss Dietrich, Mr. Marshall, and Mr. Kruger.